Okay, so let's start with things you can use with your scrap rack or without your scrap rack, which is the top line. So the first item that's pictured there is the supersized single storage page. Which is this. So the supersized single storage page is a 12.5 by 12.5 pocket page. It comes in packs of 10 and I believe packs of 50. So if you're a paper junkie, the 50 pack may save you a little money. Like all of our pages, all of our storage pockets, there is this little flap that goes over the top of your pocket if you want to close it up. So if you always craft at home, if you leave that flap tucked behind, then it's really easy to pull paper in and out of the pocket. If you travel with your paper and you want to have another layer of protection, you can close that up. It has a 3-hole punch in it, so it's going to fit on your scrap rack. I'll show you a page in the binder here. So it's going to fit on your scrap rack, but you can also use these in your vertical paper storage boxes. So this one, I left the tab on the edge. This one, I cut the tab off the edge, right? So what's the difference? When you put it in a paper storage box, this is the paper handler. They both are going to slide in there. This just kind of hangs out on the edge, right? Sometimes it folds over. The reason to cut the tab off is so it's neat and tidy. The reason to leave the tab on is if you ever want to put it in your scrap rack or in a binder, you've got the tab there and you can do that. So the supersized single storage page is great for 12 by 12 paper, and it's great for keeping collections of paper together. So you can, in a supersized single storage page, put 10 sheets of cardstock or 20 sheets of paper with no problem, and you're keeping those, again, collections or colors or whatever it is together. It also works well for storing things, specialty papers like glitter paper, which might shed onto other things in your collection. So if you're going to put glitter paper in there, it's going to keep all the glitter together inside the pocket and it's not going to shed anywhere. You can also store other specialty papers in there like vellum or velvet. So here's a velvet. This is like a textured paper. I just wanted to protect it a little bit, so I put it in the pocket. I added a sticky note tab. It's in the red section, red velvet. It's the only piece of paper that I have in there, although I could put other paper in there if I wanted to. You can see that this is 12.5 by 12.5, right? So you've got a lot of extra space in the pocket, which makes it easy to slide things in and out, even if they are a bumpy texture like this velvet paper. So the 12 by 12 super-sized single scrap rack storage page is great for storing, protecting papers or storing collections of papers together. Tab on or tab off, whichever you prefer in your box is great. Next up are what we call our side loader singles. They come in a pack of 5. They are also for 12.5, or they're also for 12 by 12 paper, but they're 12.5 by 12.5. They load in and out the side, hence the term side loader single. They have the 3 holes down the sides so they can go in your scrap rack. Again, if you wanted to use this pocket in your paper storage boxes, you could cut the tab off, or you could stand it up vertically in your paper storage boxes as well. Why do people love these? They're a little bit, I was going to say they're a little bit more expensive. That's not why people love them. With the supersized single page, you get 10 pages for 10 pockets for $12. The side loader single page, you get 5 pockets for $15. They are a little bit heavier duty fabric. People like them for that reason, because they feel a little bit thicker, a little bit more substantial. They will hold about the same amount of paper and cardstock as a supersized single. So you're going to get, 15 to 20 sheets of paper, 10 to 15 sheets of cardstock in a supersized single. They also work great for protecting things like this golf ball paper, right? So there's the baseball, there's volleyball, right? So these kind of things would get damaged if you left them on their own, but when you tuck them into something like the side loader single, store them, in this case, this would all go into my sports section of my 4-section system in the scrap rack in a binder. The trick with the tab is that the tab belongs inside of the pocket, right? That's what holds things in. And it also doesn't get hung up on stuff. So if you have the tab on the outside, it's going to get hung up on things. So tuck that tab on the inside before you put it away on your scrap rack or in your paper storage box, and you won't have that. So side loader single works great for heavy stuff like chipboard or chipboard stickers or anything like that. Again, big enough for 12 by 12 items, has that little space around the edge. And then the stiffness of it almost works like a divider in your scrap rack or in your binder, right? It just gives another layer of sort of stability to your scrap rack. So that's the side loader single. Next up, we have our paper storage boxes. And paper storage box dividers, which those are not that. Paper storage boxes. Who should use these, when, where, why? This is a cardboard paper storage box. They come in packs of 5. They are available at Hobby Lobby as well as on our website. They were designed to work with, or I should say, our paper storage box dividers were designed to work with them. Let me take the paper out of here real quickly. So when you buy the paper storage box, you get 5. Each one of these will hold 500 sheets of paper, 300 sheets of cardstock. So it's going to hold a ton of paper, and they work great in the IKEA Kallax or the IKEA Expedit, right? You can stand them up this way, which is how they're engineered to work. And when I say engineered, the way the box folds in on the bottom gives that box stability. You can also, for easy access to your paper, you can also stand them up on their back like this, but then they do need to be bookended, which is where something like the cube storage from IKEA or even from Michael's or Joann, any paper crafting cube, this is going to fit in. And they can go this way, they can store on their back, and that way you can pull things in and out. Okay, so our paper storage box dividers, which are the next thing on the list, come in a set of 10, right? And when you see them in the package, they're oh, I got a piece of gold paper in there. Look at me, lucky me. Woo. When you see them in the package, all the tabs are over on one side like this, so it looks like there's only 5, but they're doubled up in there. The reason they're kind of weird like that is because if you use them in your paper storage box, they're going to all stick up over the top, over the edge of the paper storage box. So you can use all 10 tabs and see all 10 tabs over the top. If you're going to turn your paper storage box on its back, and then you want to use the dividers, then you can swap them around like this, put them in the box like this, and now you can see all 10 tabs going from top to bottom. So pretty versatile in that respect, depending on how you're going to put them on the shelf. So the paper storage box dividers designed to work with the paper storage boxes. Next up, we have paper handlers. So this is the 12 by 12 paper handler, and it's called a paper handler because it has the pull-up handles on it. So this is great whether you're taking your paper, and I would put it on my shelf this way, tuck the handles in, and then it's easy to bring it to your workspace. I'm working on Christmas. I'm going to grab my Christmas box, bring it to my workspace, use it, and then put it back and push the handles back in. If you're going to an event, a crop or class, and you want to take that paper, again, easy to pull off the shelf, drop it into your tote because of those handles. So the cardboard paper storage boxes are not designed for travel. They're not designed to move around, right? They're not as durable. They don't have the handles, all of that stuff. So this is a great option if you're Kathy Craft Room. You always craft at home. Your paper always stays where it is. It's within arm's reach, so you're not having to bring it to your table. That's who this box is designed for. So the paper storage box, and then the handler is designed to pull it off your shelf, bring it to your workspace, put it back. Paper handler comes in 3 sizes. They're so cute. Look, when they're all lined up, right? 6 by 6, A4, 8.5 by 11, and then 12 by 12. So depending on what kind of paper you use, whether you're a card maker or a scrapbooker, and what sizes of paper you use, there are 3 different sizes in the paper handler. In the paper handler, you can also use our tab divider pockets. So again, the tab divider pockets come for the 12 by 12, for the 8.5 by 11 A4, and for the 6 by 6. These are obviously great for labeling, but they're also great for storing scraps or specialty papers within whatever category you have them labeled for. So those fit 8.5 by 11. There's an 8.5 by 11, 6 by 6, and then the 12 by 12. And when I say 8.5 by 11, those are dimensionalized also for A4. So if you buy the UK scrapbooking magazines, which are a little skinnier but taller, and a lot of times they come with that big stamp set and paper inside them, this is also going to fit A4 paper in those large stamp sets. Now, with the paper handler, there is an option to purchase what we call the Paper Manager Kit. And the Paper Manager Kit includes 3 paper pockets. So this has, again, a little tab on the edge, and that tab is going to stick off over the edge of the paper handler, so you can put a little label on it. And you get 3 of those. They're tabbed in 3 places. And then you also get 3 collection keepers. And I have a collection keeper right in here. I saw it earlier. There it is. So a collection keeper has 3 pockets on the front, right? So you've got a 4 by 6, a 6 by 12, and then this guy, which is 8 by 6. And then it has a 12 by 12 pocket on the back as well. These do have a little locking tab to hold the flap down. If you have your glasses on, you can know where to put that in. So this is an entire collection of things for Mexico. I've got 3-dimensional embellishments. I've got stickers. I've got 6 by 12 stickers. I've got paper and 12 by 12 stickers in the back pocket. So with the Paper Manager Kit, you get 3 collection keepers and 3 paper handlers, and they fit in the 12 by 12 paper handler. Now, the collection keeper and the paper pockets are all available separately as well. So they come in packs of 3, and they will also fit, of course, which you just saw me pull it out of, my regular paper storage box. So they will also fit in your regular paper storage box as well. So collection keeper, paper pocket, and I have, this one's just loaded up with green scraps, right? So they're 12 by 12 paper, 12 cardstock, 12 by 12 stickers, especially paper you're trying to protect, any of those things. And again, these are just a little bit thicker than the basic scrap rack pages. Okay. Moving on to the next page, which I believe I have scooped up with something else that I took off the table. So, fab files, there it is, right under the fab file. Fab files come in 12 by 12, 8.5 by 11 A4, 8 by 8, and 6 by 6. Well, actually, they come in 9 different sizes, but these are the ones for paper. So the ones that are designed for different sizes of paper, they have a little handle at the top, And then they're going to include 5 of the tabbed divider pockets in whichever size fab file you purchase. The tab divider pockets are also sold separately, so if you want more than 5, you can buy extra tabbed divider pockets for all 4 of those sizes. They do have a little locking tab, so that's going to lock the lid in place, right? So it's not going to come out of there. And then you got a little handle, you got a label pocket. Fab files are great for people who always travel with their supplies. So they want to keep everything nice and tight and secure, or clean and secure, dust-free. They're also great for people who have to store their supplies somewhere else. So if you store your scrapbook supplies out in the garage and you have to go out there and pull off your box of Christmas paper or your themes and sentiments or your sports themes box of paper, it's easy to label, it's easy to see, and it's protected when you store it. So the fab files are a great option if you craft that way, or if you're trying to protect things in general. Maybe you live in an area that's really dusty. But again, they come in 6x6, 8x8, 8.5x11, which is also the same size as A4, and then the 12x12 size on the fab files. For scrap storage options, you already saw that I put my scraps into what did I call it? Into a paper pocket. Scrap storage also works great in our double-sided duo pages. So if you're using a scrap rack and you want to keep your scraps in the in your 4-section system in your scrap rack. So the double-sided duo pages come with 2 pockets on the front, which is what this one is. It's called the 2x1, and it has 6x12 pockets on the front, and then it has a big 12x12 pocket on the back. So if you have large scraps where you just cut a strip off that 12x12 paper, it's going to fit in that back pocket, and then the front pockets are again 6x12. And then, as I mentioned, there's a second double-sided duo. It's called the 4x1, and that pocket, that one has the same big pocket on the back, but it has 4 pockets on the front. So it has a long pocket across the top, and then 2 4x6 pockets, and then 1 6x8 pocket as well. So those are double-sided duos. They come in packs of 10, and they are $17.50. So it's like getting 20 pocket pages, but you're saving a little bit of money with that because you're only $17.50 instead of 20, which would normally be $24. So double-sided duo, great for scrap storage. Any of the scrap rack pages are going to work well for scrap storage. If you were going to keep them in your scrap rack, you may do 2 scrap pages. The nice thing about putting your scraps right in your scrap rack, right in your 4-section system, is that you can limit what you're willing to keep, right? So if I'm going to store Christmas scraps, I'm going to say, okay, the most Christmas scraps I'm going to store is 2 pages worth. Anything beyond that, I'm going to get rid of the smallest ones and just have that many scraps. Remember, you don't want to overload yourself with scraps and spend all your time digging through scraps. You have all that beautiful paper that you want to use, so keep the scraps that are usable size, and design, and get rid of the rest of them. The Scrap Master, which I also have here somewhere. The Scrap Master is new. We released the Scrap Master late last year, and they sold out almost immediately. They will be back in stock next week, so probably around, or next month, so probably around the 12th of February they'll be back. The Scrap Masters come in a pack of 5, so you can see this one has a little tab on the side. I haven't labeled it yet, but they're tabbed in 5 locations. You've got a big pocket on the front, big pocket on the back, slash pocket on the inside, and then 3 smaller gusseted pockets on the opposite side. And these pockets also have the little locking tab, right? So you've got different sizes of scraps able to group together. This is about 1/3 of an inch wide. So not only can you use it for scraps, but you can also put paper in the middle. So if you're using it as a file, where you have a stack of paper in the middle here, and then the scraps or embellishments that go with that paper, you can drop it into your paper storage box. and then use it as a file, pull it in and out. It also fits in the 12 by 12 fab file. It also fits in the 12 by 12 paper handler as well. So that's the Scrap Master. As you're seeing things come in and out of my boxes, I label everything with our shut your flap tabs. There's 2 sizes of them. The small size is exactly the right size to work with our paper storage box dividers, of course. Okay. So this is this little tab on the paper storage box divider, and the small shut your flap tabs fit perfectly on there. The larger shut your flap tabs I use to label everything else. You can see them. We can see small and large kind of sticking out of my rolling paper cart here, which is the last thing that I want to talk about, the paper cart. So one of the things that I am regularly, I'm going to push this out of the way so you can't see my messy projects and process cart. One of the things that I am regularly talking about when I'm talking about organization is surrounding yourselves with your supplies, right? So the more you can get within arm's reach, the more you can just rotate in your chair and find what you need, whether it's a supply or a tool, the more often you are going to use it. So putting your paper, if you need to bring your paper to you, the paper storage cart will hold up to 5 paper handler boxes. I think it'll hold 4 paper storage boxes, and it will also hold fab files. Right? So whatever you're using in terms of paper storage is going to fit on there. Now, you can use the top shelf or the bottom shelf for something else, or you can load the whole thing with paper. It's steel, it's beefy, it has big beefy casters. It's designed to hold 100 pounds, which is about what a cartload of paper is going to weigh if you've got all your paper storage boxes loaded up. So on this top shelf, well, do I have so on the bottom shelf, if you can see that, Leanne, I've got, you can see this little divider rod right here. So if you're not if you're not loading it up with boxes, the divider rods are going to help you keep everything straight up and down. The top shelf, these are the divider rods for the top shelf, and I took those out so that I could maximize this space, right? So you don't want to lose them, but if you want to really maximize that space and get the maximum load of boxes in there, then take your divider rods out to load up either your top shelf or your bottom shelf. It comes flat packed. It's very easy to put together. I think it's a total of 10 screws to put it together, but it really is a great way to get your paper to be portable, to move around your room. I wouldn't advise traveling with it. I did get an email from someone the other day asking me about traveling with it. Remember, when it's fully loaded, it's going to weigh close to 100 pounds, right? So it's designed for home use, although I know some of you are safety belting it into your vehicle and taking it with you on the road, but it is going to hold any size of 12 by 12 paper storage box. It will also hold, obviously, the shorter or smaller ones. Maybe you want to do 12 by 12 boxes on the bottom, 8.5 by 11 boxes on the top. That would certainly work. But it's just a great way to get your paper organized, accessible, visible, and it's also portable so that you can bring it to you while you're working, push it away when you're not. So that is the paper cart. Now the paper cart comes by itself, and it comes with 5 of the paper storage box dividers as the paper cart combo. And if you're looking at the handout, the last one shows the last little picture there, if you're looking at it online, is in color. The 15-inch desk-made items, so whether it's the 6-level organizer, the 4-level organizer, the marker organizer, that's these guys, oops, that I have back here, those fit on the top shelf as well. So You may want to use, the die stamp and supply organizer, which also organizes tools beautifully on the top shelf, and then paper storage on the bottom. Very versatile. All right, I think that wraps it up for all the details about paper storage and the paper storage options that we offer on our website. As always, you can call us, you can email us, and we're happy to answer questions specific to your craft supply collection. So please feel free to reach out to us if we can answer any more questions for you. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Thanks for sticking around for this second part, the paper storage option presentation. I look forward to seeing you or talking with you next Tuesday. Have a great week.